Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's live. Uh, well, hopefully, people will start filtering in. I am a lot late tonight. I changed my internet provider, so we are now on 5G, um, which hopefully will help with the uploading of the videos and things like that, and the quality of the videos in relation to editing and things like that. But when I tried to turn on my laptop and connect it, the modem, it's my first time doing it tonight. Everything was really, 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 really slow. As in the computer, not the actual internet. And then it decided to update itself, which is a bit of a bugger. Because I wasn't on my laptop for the last couple of days, or my computer for the last couple of days, so therefore it decided to do this to me this evening. So how have we all been anyway? I hope everyone is doing well. We'll wait for people to start slowly filtering in. Let's check and see if notifications have gone out, which they have. Still Hamastan, hello, how are you, mate? Hope you're keeping well. Because of being late tonight, we won't have the live that long. As I said, I am sorry. I changed my. Well, I didn't. It's still the same provider, but we upgraded. So we went from whatever the internet we had, I think it was 4, whatever at the time. So we've got to 5G, the new and faster and improved model. So hopefully it will help with the video quality and things like that of the channel. Um, but unfortunately, it decided to when I connected to it today, because I wasn't on my laptop for the last few days. Everything decided it wanted to reload, update, and all that crap. Military Collectible, CJ, hello. How are you keeping this evening? I hope you're doing well. Um, it's been a little eventful last couple of days. It shows, yes, the video quality is a lot better. It shows all your wrinkles. Thanks, Stan. I appreciate it. So what have I been doing this week? I have been more streamlining. I was in contact with Gary Hall. Um, he was asking me had I any bits and bobs and stuff like that to move on. So I do. I need to get back in contact with him. I've just been so busy. I haven't had a chance to do bloody anything. Um, it's just been, you know yourselves, as coming up towards the Christmas. It's just one thing after another, after another, after another. I sent you a quick text today, mate. Oh, that's the military collectibles. Okay, perfect. So yes, that's what I've been up. I've been doing a bit of Christmas shopping for myself for the channel as well. So hopefully stuff like that will be coming in. There's a videos this weekend. Is we are having another equipment video because guys seem to like that one. It is a webbing video. It's an unusual webbing video, so we will be doing that. That will be up this weekend, and we may have like a little mini documentary on Sunday, depending on whether I get around to finish editing it. But there we go. So yeah, so it's all go, all go, all go. I'm looking at there's so much going on now on my laptop that there's like little things coming up at the bottom going, this is completed, that is completed. So I hope my picture is nice and smooth, that it's not just lagging, as they say, or buffering or whatever it's called. And my weather report has just come up to tell me there is a fog warning tonight. Thank you very much, computer. Um, Well, I've been ill with winter bug, but I still cycle to work all week. I think I cried all the way there and back. Um, didn't you have? Was it around this time of year? Touch wood. You made a full recovery and you had no long lasting effects. But was it around this time of year last year, the year before, that you had a mishap cycling to work, if I remember correctly? Um, British collectibles. Steelhammer Stan must be on the PC, nothing on the mobile. Thank you. Oh yeah, okay. It was just a text message. Yeah, so that's the plans. I've had a proposal. Well, people have. We've been having an idea, and we thought it might be a good thing. It's not actually a well. I suppose it is a podcast. I don't know what do you call it, a podcast. So people have been asking me, John. Look, there's lots of guys out there that you know, Danny, Stan, CJ, Simon Moore, another friend of mine, very very popular reenactor and collector. He's got 2 channels now. There's old Simon, but so yeah. But what people have been asking me to do, um, and I don't know if you think we should do this, but it's basically have like this: have a chat, one person at one side and another person at the other side of the screen, and just talk about collecting and talk about reenacting and different interests. So I don't know. Would people enjoy that? I'm not sure because I know other guys do it. Like you have World War Two TV, very very famous guy for doing it. Talks to an awful lot of authors, famous historians, things like that. Whereas with me, it's just me and one of my buddies sitting down talking about collecting. So I don't know. I don't know whether people will find that interesting or not. Military collectible. Yeah, it was 2 years ago. Came off on the ice. Bloody painful. I remember. Was it your shoulder you did or something? I can't remember. Um, I know you got hurt. I know you got hurt because I can remember texting you and stuff to see how you were doing. Um, I hope we don't have a repeat. Touch wood. I hope everything is okay. Still understand. Nope, nothing came true. Butty88. Good evening, everyone. Just home from work. Fire lit. Where Eagles there is up on the watch later with a few whiskies. That sounds like a plan. That sounds like a plan, my friend. I hope you enjoy. As I said, because we've been a bit late this evening with technical difficulties, we may only have the live stream for about half an hour, 20 minutes tonight. We'll wait and see. So, but do you guys think that would be a good idea in relation to having other guys on the channel on a live like this or pre-recorded video, just having a chat about collecting and stuff like that? Because I do. I have a subscriber in America, and he kindly got me a Vietnam armband. I have post here for him that I need to get off. I am so bad. I've been so busy. I have a present for Denny. I have a present for Steel Helmet Stan. I have stuff here for CJ. That'll tell you how bad it is. I have stuff here for CJ that I want to give him as a thank you because he sent me badges months ago, and I can't. CJ, message me, email me on the channel, and give me your address or postcode or whatever you want me to send this stuff. So I need to get all that off. I need to get all that done. But this subscriber in America, he lives in Gettysburg. I don't know if he'll be watching this or he might be watching it later. He might leave a comment. He lives in Gettysburg, and I would love to get him on the channel. He's an ex-policeman, if I can say that. But he lives in Gettysburg, and I don't know if any of you know, when I started getting into reenacting and after I left the service, I was a buddy of mine from the army that was into the American Civil War, specifically the 69th New York, which was an Irish regiment unit, whatever you want to call them. So it was through him that I got involved with reenacting. But oh, pardon me. But Gettysburg, if in relation to Irish history or I suppose Irish history, Gettysburg was one of the battles where, because there was actually Irish regiments in the Confederacy, and there was Irish regiments in obviously the Union. But Gettysburg is one of the unusual ones where they face each other. The two Irish divisions, were they divisions? I can't remember, but they faced each other. They actually fought against each other, and I believe it's in Gettysburg that because at the time, what would that have been, 18 something? Um, Irish would have been the national language. And Irish still is the national language. Well, English is our. It depends where you come from, what part of the country you come from. Irish is your first language, and then English, or it's English then Irish. Um, but my area, there's a lot of Irish speakers around here. Believe it or not, my family members going to Gael schools, which is an Irish school, and things like that. So it's a good thing. But um, getting back to Gettysburg, the two brigades or the two divisions of the Irish actually were talking across. There's accounts of this where the two Irish divisions were talking in Irish across the battlefield to each other, and in some cases, you had a relation on this side and a relation on that side, figuring out that they were facing each other on the same battlefield. So it's strange enough. Um, Steelhammer Stand, that's the place for me, living in the countryside, not even seeing a gritter here. It's like the movie The Day After Tomorrow here. God, is it the frost that bad in England? It's not that bad here. It was frosty enough this morning when I going to work, but it wasn't that bad. I think there was American Civil War reenactors at the Nace show this year. They did take. They did look impressive. I was at the Nace show. We were at the Nace show, Betty. Buffy, 88. I'll be there again this year, hopefully. So you're more than welcome to come and say hello to me if you see me. There was a group. There was a group around Ireland. They were Cork lads, if I remember correctly. They used to do Irish or American Civil War. They were a good group. They were a good group. Um, there's a few good groups in Ireland. Unfortunately, the reenactment scene, shall we say, the reenactment community in Ireland isn't as big as the UK, and the standards are completely different. Not saying that there's all bad groups in Ireland. There's not. There's some very, very good groups. But there's some groups in Ireland that when you go see them at shows, they look like they've been put together by I don't know what you want to call it, a costume director off of Wish, and nothing that they have on them looks correct or is correct or things like that. No, I understand. Don't get me wrong. I don't mean to sound bigoted, but everybody has to start somewhere. I get that. I completely agree with you. Not everyone can afford top quality reproduction stuff at the initial onset, because reenacting is a big expensive hobby, lads. When you consider, like, prime example, this is a austerity pattern battle dress that I was kindly gifted to be badged up. That jacket, I didn't pay for the jacket, thankfully, but it was kindly given to me by a friend, Mr. Denny Reese, and that is made by Pegasus Military. What's his real name? YouTube. This is not a sponsored video, by the way. Steve Kiddle. So that's a Steve Kiddle reproduction jacket. And if any of you know anything about Steve Kiddle, he is the top guy that reproduces uniforms for movies. Not just uniforms, but equipment in general for movies, for museums, things like that. And that jacket is up on £200 just for a jacket. So there you go. So it is an expensive hobby. There is an SAS World War II wings. It's the bullion derivative. So this is like an improved one over the one that I had, set of wings that I had. That's £20 if you were to buy them. So that's just for a patch, 20 quid. There's the new one improved. Second essay, shoulder titles. Same again, you're talking. Maybe 10 pounds. There's £30 just in badges. So it can be expensive, guys. It can be expensive. The whole the reenactment side of things is expensive. But don't get me wrong, you can do it. You can do it very on a tight budget as well. You don't have to go in and get something like that. Whereas a Soldier Fortune one that is perfectly adequate for a while until you put more money together, or whether you decide whether the hobby's for you or not. I think they're about £60 or £70 for a jacket, which you'd pay for a regular going out jacket anyway. So, I'm sorry. Uh, Yep, the multiple military chat thing sounds good. Nice to get different people on things. Yeah, so okay, so we've got to go ahead. So I'll probably be in contact with a few of you and see can we arrange a day and sit down and have a chat. One of the Ben Tempest family from the Whale estate down the road from me fought in the American Civil War, I think, on the Confederate side. Oh, okay. Very interesting. I have family in Nashville in Tennessee, and apparently there's Civil War stuff around there. So I've never actually been there. I have been to New York, um, like most Irish people, at one point in time in my life. Um, but I never got down south. I never got down around Tennessee and things like that. That I'd love to get down there and actually experience it. New York is nice. If any of you are New Yorkers or Americans out there, New York is nice. Not for me. I'm not a city go type of guy. I like to relax and saunter. Um, did the touristy things when I was there. Went to see the World Trade Center. Went to see the USS Enterprise. No, it's not the Enterprise. Is it the Enterprise? It is the Enterprise. I'm almost 100% certain it is the Enterprise. So a huge, big aircraft carrier that is there. To is it Ellis Island, where the immigrants, when they were coming to the States, used to come and they'd have to sign the books. And lads, that place is weird. If any of you ever been there, now, if any of you ever got to, it would remind you of a cattle mart. If any of you have ever been to a cattle mart, I don't know if any of you are you all townies or are you all city guys or is there any country guys. It reminds you of a cattle mart where there's like little runs pretty much. So like there's like a little pen here for keeping so many people. Then they can open this gate and then they can go out onto this run and down to something else. And then they can close off that gate and open up another gate. It literally feels like a cattle mart there. Um, and then there was a fantastic guy when we were there giving us the tour, and obviously they have the book of the immigrants signing and what they did in their professions and stuff like that. And he was telling us that an awful lot of the guys that worked in Ellis Island, an awful lot of the immigration officers and stuff like that, were, I won't say lower educated type of guys, but they were just your bog standard educated type of guys. Um, and when you got to the island or whatever, and how an awful lot of people ended up having their names changed, and spellings of their names changed, was these guys. So like you're Irish, you're off the boat. Dia Gwicon is thought to Sean O'Shunacan, it's my anum, which in English is hello, how are you? John Shanahan is my name, and so the man does first of all doesn't speak Irish, doesn't speak a Baltic area language or whatever. So he's just going Sean. What's your name? And Sean. So Sean, okay, Shan, or what's your second name? O'Shunacan. Okay, so whatever. O'Shea or like whatever the guy could spell was what went in the book. And that was it. Like same with a lot of the Eastern Europeans when their names are that long, they were just what's your name? Nijinsky. Okay, you're now Yates. You know, it's just absolute strange things like that he was saying, which I found very interesting as well at the time. Where have we gone? Steelhammer Stan, I've read that one. Steelhammer Stan, it's that time of year I wonder about the wisdom of having half a collection in the outside, but space is the problem. I wouldn't. We know you know that shed is watertight, so I wouldn't worry about that. It's just a matter of going out and maintaining it. Stand literally go out and plug on a heater for an hour or two a day, or even get a gas burner and just to have it heated up and stuff like that. Um, just keep an eye on it. I wouldn't worry the fact that it's outside in a shed. That would just because I believe you've all your expensive and original stuff in the house. If I remember the last time I was talking to you, and you were keeping the, shall we say, the lower quality of the collection in the shed. Um, so yeah, I know guys that have stuff on the outside and like that. They do worry about it, stuff like, especially with the storms and things like that. But I mean, if you know it's watertight, you're not experiencing anything. This time of year it will be cold and dampness and stuff like that. So I'd say, yeah, literally go and just plug in a heater every now and again to make sure stuff isn't getting moldy and damp and things like that. But that wouldn't, yeah, it's a good idea. Um, where have we gone? This old helmet. Good evening, everyone. Hello, this old helmet. How are you keeping? Military collectibles in the UK. The Sutler Store Dealers was a go-to place for Civil War reenactment items, but they folded and sold their stock a few years back. I actually, when I first got into reenacting and I did a small bit of it. I think I did for like a season or two. I wasn't really that back in. I used to borrow a musket or not. Yeah, it was. I used to borrow whatever weapon I had off another guy. Um, but my actual pants and shoes and jacket and hat, which is called a kepi, by the way. Um, I had a World War Two grey. Well, it wasn't World War Two. It was a normal, regular army wool blanket, grey one. That was my bedroll, and I got a sheet and basically made a satchel bag out of it. And that was it. I didn't have a cartridge box or anything like that. I had a regular belt with the thing. I think I bought the whole lot off eBay at once when I started off for like 150, £160 or something like that. And it was fine. And then I realized that, well, it's not that I didn't enjoy it. I just there wasn't exactly much to do as a Civil War reenactor in Ireland, and then through family relations and stuff like that, I knew I had connections with the First World War. I slowly veered into the First World War reenacting. That's what I mainly did. Um, and then I just got bored. Oh, but I didn't get bored. I'll tell you what happened to me. I was at a show one time, and we were with a group of guys, fantastic guys, quality and the attention these guys would put into their equipment and stuff was second to none. And we looked bang on. Everything was perfect. Um, Guys had even got their tunics tailored that they would take original buttons and stitch in original buttons. Um, Guys taking for corned beef tins. We were getting the reproduction wrappers and putting them on the actual corned beef tins. So everything on site, everything on set looked the same, looked original. That's what we were doing. Sorry, there's someone banging at my door, so hopefully they'll get the message. I'm not going to answer them in a minute. So we did that. So we were doing this show anyway. Our site was done perfect. You had lads living the life, shall we say, as if they were in a rear camp. We had bell tents. We I can remember as a group we chipped in and we bought 3 bell tents. Which, if any of you know anything about bell tents, they're not cheap. So we had bell tents, and there was another World War One group there. Um, And let's just say they weren't the best. They weren't the best. They're not going to lie. They look like bags of coal compared to what we were doing. And as I said, I don't want to belittle anyone because I understand whatever. But this group have been going for years. At that stage, and they never improved. Um, there was another good group around at the time called the Lord Edwards. Um, Fantastic group as well. They did lots of different. They did Napoleonic and things like that. But lots of good groups between us and this Lord Edward. And this other group just rocked up one day and they were there. And they just looked so bad. Like everything was wrong. There was guys on the site drinking bottles of Coke. Nothing. There's nothing wrong with that. But I mean, if you're trying to be at a reenactment and teach the public and show, from my point of view anyway, show people what they're, just put in that little bit of effort and things like that. But they were the same. They were the same after show after show after show after show. They never tried to improve or they never tried to do anything. But the problem was that they were getting um they were getting paid for turning up for shows. We found out they were getting paid for turning up for shows, and we weren't. Well, we never did. We never looked for. Sometimes we get money for petrol and things like that from a big show and stuff like that. If they wanted us there, or if they specifically requested it, we might get a bit of petrol money, whatever. But we found out these guys were getting paid 2.5 grand, and that really pissed me off. I said, you know what? No, it's a business. And to these guys, it was a business. And I'm like, yeah, I'm out. Good luck. Um, uh, There's no entry level into military collecting anymore. Not like it used to be. Uh I disagree to a certain degree. Yes, if you want to go straight into World War Two, or go straight into the First World War, or go straight into Vietnam or something like that, it can be expensive. Um, it can be expensive. I'm not going to lie, it can be expensive. Um, if anybody was getting into the hobby and they picked whatever section, shall we say, or time frame, say Vietnam, stuff like that. Don't be going like, it's nice to have the war value, but start with the small things. So, say you want to collect um, World War Two military, and German World War Two military, right? There's something you can start with. They're quite. I used to have these in a picture frame. It fell off the wall and the picture frame broke. I don't know if any of you remember. I did a video on those, which are my World War Two mass cards, or I don't know what mass cards, but um, um, bereavement cards, I suppose would be a better name for them. Um, but they're still very easy to find, and they're cheap enough. I'd say you probably pay anything between €5 to €10 for A1. Um, as a, they're not they're you don't find forgeries of them because um, like the family might have made up cards, 150, whatever, 100, whatever, to give out to his friends, give out to relations, give out to family members, things like that. And then when you think about everyone that died during the war, so they're still readily available, they're still easy to find. It's when you see specific dates like the 6th of June or crew member on the turpits or things like that, that they're the ones that you have to worry about being forged because they're very generic. Um, they'll say died in, like, or killed fighting the glorious battle of Stalingrad. Never, you'll never see that. Died on the Eastern Front, died in France, died in Holland, died in Norway, wherever. Um, you won't actually see a specific battle on. and they're a nice little entry level for people. And then you can go on to your Mother's Cross, which there's 3 different stages to that one, I think. You've silver, bronze, silver, and gold, and you're talking, I suppose about £70. There's a nice little original medal, and it's just a matter of progressing from there onto the bigger and better items. So yes, I do agree with you. It's very hard for entry level stuff now at the minute, but it's still possible for entry level stuff. Um, my great grandfather's family came from Ireland. His surname was Griffin, but the naval records called him. Oh, there you go. There you go. That's the way of how. That's definitely another way of spelling it. Still understand. Yeah, you're right. Regarding the shed, I keep a small heater on through the winter and give it a blast once a week. Yes, it's ideal. That's what I would do anyway if I was in your shoes, then. Military collectibles from World War II reenactment. SOF is good for some stuff. Epic military are good for other stuff, depending on what you want. Though between them, some of the items are questionable. Then it comes to finish. When it comes to finish, yeah, exactly. Exactly. CJ. Uh, it's like everything else in the world, and you have your different quality of manufacturers. So you'll have Primark, and then you'll have Dolce and Gabbana or Gucci. You know, is the quality different? Yes, obviously. This stuff has been made in a sweatshop in Asia for a fiver ago. Not to say that this stuff probably isn't as well, but there might be a better quality in that stuff. It's the same as buying Lada and buying Range Rover. They'll do the same thing, although the Lada might break down a lot more than the Rover will. Although it's a Range Rover, so they'll probably break down the same amount. But for the same thing, the quality of this is whatever, and the quality of this and the finish of this is something else. So yes, I do agree with you. If if I'm buying stuff off of Soldier of Fortune, again, YouTube, this is not a sponsored video, or if I'm buying stuff or getting stuff off of Epic, I prefer to meet them at a show, and rather than ordering it online, because it's just so much hassle for me ordering stuff in. It's wrong, having to pay customs on it, send it back. It's just so if I see them at a show and they have something that I'm interested in or that I'm thinking about getting, um, I'll check it out on the rail, quality of it or whatever. Um, most of these things are cheaper to buy online, so then when I get home, I'll order stuff like that. Or if it works out the same after paying customs charges and stuff like that, to just buy it on the site, that's what I will do. But yeah, I see your point, and I do agree with you that some of their stuff is bleh, and some of their stuff is. I know that their battle dresses have greatly improved over the last 2 years of stuff that they have, because I've seen shall we what do we know, a 2000 run of battle dress, and you'll get away with it. You'll get away with it. It's not spectacular, but you'll get away with it. And then you'll see the last show I was at was the We Have Ways show, and I've seen the quality of stuff they had there, and it's drastically improved, massively improved, which is a good thing. Which is a good thing. So yeah, so they're slowly getting there. Like so just off the top of my head, like if the premium stores in, if you're to buy that type of battle dress in Europe, I don't know about America. I think What Price Glory would probably be their premium dealer. But in Ireland, it's definitely What Price Glory Central Europe, which used to be the old Panther store. They'll be the high end. Then you have guys like Pegasus, Steve Kittle stuff. Um, he's actually so popular, and the quality of stuff that he makes. I don't think he makes battle dresses anymore. Um, he might for movie productions and stuff like that. But you have to go on a list for his stuff, and you could be waiting 6 7 months for it. That's how popular his stuff is. He'd be another premium dealer. Then you have 49 to 40, which is on Instagram. He gets 49 battle dress and um, converts it into uh, battle dress surge, austerity pattern, 40 pattern, 44 pattern, things like that. Very very good guy as well. I've gotten some of his stuff in the past that I've bought myself, and fantastic quality, fantastic everything. I've actually gotten a set off him. Um, they're not so long ago that I need to send back because the sizes are completely way off. My own fault, I'd say, for somebody's more likely my own fault for giving him the wrong sizes and stuff like that. But kindly, he's working with me that if he has um, bigger sizes, he's going to ship them over. So there we go. And then you work down along at that. So yeah, the quality of stuff can depend on the actual company and stuff like that. Milch collectibles, yeah, no worries. Just read your text. I will do it after the live. Okay. Right. Milch collectibles. Sure, stand. Steel helmet stands. Some of the old rugby I've played against loads of teams who were getting paid to play, and they didn't give a. Yeah, I always played for my old club for the camaraderie, pride, exercise, and beer. Yeah, exactly. It just used to bug me because let's it didn't bug anyone. You're there putting a massive effort, putting a massive investment into your collection, and there's lads over the other end of the field looking like a bag of hammers, and they're getting 2.5 grand for being there. Um, it used to drive me mental, absolutely mental. It used to drive me. Um, a lot of American police state battens are very similar to some American Civil War battens, and are good substitutes, even seen some being sold as genuine on eBay. Oh, sorry, buttons, not battens, buttons. Oh. Um, I can't remember. I think I just had standard Union buttons on mine, which is just has an eagle. It has but you could get one of the guys had him. He had one original, and um he got other ones made with the 69 um New York battalion on it, regiment on it, and they wore them on their epaulets. Um, and I think he had them down his front as well. Um, but yeah, but like the quad, it's mad. Um, like the forgeries or the copies or whatever you want to call them. It's like everything else. The German World War II stuff is very very popular and very very expensive. Um, it seems to be very collectible stuff, and that's where there's huge amount of forgeries and reproductions and stuff like that, and some very very good quality reproductions that have caught an awful lot of people out. Um, so yeah, I suppose it depends where the market is where you see the quality of the reproductions popping into things. Um, I do like that cards framed with some cheaper medals or West Wall or Merit Cross. And you've got this exactly. I know a guy that I seen. I might actually do it with those cards again. What he did is he had a black ribbon going across the top of the corner of the frame, and he had ones with the Eastern. Shall we say, if they were died on the Eastern front, he had the medal that they got for the Eastern front across it, and whatever the Western campaign side of it was, I think he'd put that across the other one as well if they were on both campaigns, and it just looked nice. And then you'd have the deck card in the middle. Um, So yeah, there's like lots of nice ways of displaying stuff like that. I always keep a lookout for charity shops, picture frames with good gap between the glass and the backing, ideal for badges, medals, and the like. Yeah, there's thankfully, I don't have the room in here, but hopefully we will have all the construction finished in the other house that was, which is bugging me now. Just another thing that I have to try and get sorted again. But I have my own designated room in there, and it's twice the size of this one, which is fantastic. And I'll be putting pictures and stuff up on the walls. But thankfully, a lot of my stuff that I have my shelf unit there and my shelf unit here is we have a reclaiming yard nearby, and he deals an awful lot with pubs and restaurants that have gone down under the hammer, and he goes in and reclaims all the furniture and stuff. So that's where I get a lot of where I've gotten a lot of my stuff. But yeah, antique shops and vintage shops like that are great for finding stuff like that. Miniature collectibles, yeah, that's the ticket. Always give a box full of picture frames and rummage when you're in the treasure shop. Exactly, yeah. Miniature collectibles, be careful with the World War II German deck cards. They have become more popular and they're being reproduced in Poland with Fallschirmjäger Panzer. Yeah, exactly. Like if you, I'll just take one here, shall we say? I know these are original. I've had these checked. Right. So who have we got here? This guy, because he's got the same little mustache as a certain individual. Right. So when you Google translate this one, right, it does not say regiment. It does not say division or anything like that. You'll get their name, which is here. You'll get the rank or the unit they were in. Now this lad, I think if I remember, he was a sapper or something like that. Then you get like a little prayer here. I think this lad was a veteran of the Eastern Front, so I think that's what this part was. Basically, he died on the 11th of August, 1943, which would have been the Eastern Front. Blah, 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 and then you get a little prayer. And then on the reverse side of it, then you normally get something like this warrior image type thing. So they're very generic. It's when you see Fallschirmjäger, Ulrich, whatever, 6th of June, died gloriously in Normandy and things like that. Submarine ones as well are being forged because the problem with the submarines is we had such a high casualty rate that it's very hard to tell reproduction from original. The paper, if you have a black light and you shine it over the paper, it should not glow because they're just the way the paper was made. They're more of a clothy type paper than an actual paper. That was one trick I was showing, but I was told again then that doesn't always work. I think it was CJ said that. So yeah, but that's what you need to look out for when you're looking for these things. And there he is again. Very interesting mustache on that chap. Military collectibles, yes, I agree. I wouldn't buy any elite debt cards. I suppose the standard ones of the cheap that if it's fake, then it's not. Exactly. I mean, like you're not paying that big of a deal on it. You're paying maybe £5-10. So if they aren't original, at least you've got a whatchamacallit, little reproduction anyway. Oh yeah, okay, I understand. So that should be SS instead of S. Okay, that's fine. Managed collectibles. You got some really good deals by being present at a show. You can pick up extreme examine it better than the online photos. Exactly. If I was to spend big money at stuff, and if it was, uh, freaking splinter in my hand. If it was at an auction site, or if I wouldn't spend big money on an item on eBay because, as you said, the quality of stuff of things like that is bad. Personally, that's just personally what I would do. If you see the photos and you're 100% original, you believe in yourself, it's 100% original. That's fine. Work away, do what you want. It's your own money. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. Um, but for me personally, myself, it's when you are at if you do want to buy something online and you do want to spend a lot of money, go to a reputable dealer or auction site. The likes of Regimentals, the likes of D&B, um, War and Sons, these massive sites that are well and will give you a guarantee on the items. Because where if you find it's unoriginal or not original, they'll give you the guarantee that you can send the stuff back to them and let on their heads be it, which is a good thing too. Electric collectibles. Yes, I agree. I wouldn't buy an Elite death card. I suppose the standard ones are. Oh, I've read that one. The guy I bought my death cards from gets mentioned in a few World forums as being genuine, so I just have to believe they are Black Ribbon. What a good idea. Yeah. Because apparently that was the done thing at the time, was they'd have the deceased member on a black ribbon across the corner of it. Still Stan, collecting death cards has really taken off in the past few years, like what most other military aspects. These people who only collect them, so it's turning competitive. Oh, okay. So, yes, I agree about shows and being there in person. I went to Leeds last week and I bought the Xmas thing. You will have to wait and see. Cool. Still understand. Looking forward to viewing the new item, a new edition. Yeah. So we've caught up on the questions and the answers and stuff like that. We've been on for 50 minutes. So, guys, I'm going to give you a couple of minutes there if you want to send in any last questions while I go and dig this splinter out of my finger. And other than that, guys, great live stream. And I hope to see you all next week again at the same time. As I said, there'll be some videos coming up this weekend. There will be a webbing one. And if I get around to finishing it, there will be a documentary type video up on Sunday. So I hope we wait and see, guys. So everyone's gone quiet, so I take that as everyone is beat and knackered. So it is now 9:10. So guys, I will see you all later. Have a great weekend. Stay safe out there. And I hope to see you all again next week, guys. So cheerio for now.